Quite a while back now, I went and talked about a future film of this series, and I said that I would end up reviewing 5 of the previous films sometime, and that's what I'm going to do now. A while back I talked about the Days of Future Past, and for those who don't know, it's X-Men film number 7, that is. This, however, is a review for X-Men film number 1. X-Men. Now, for me, that's the film that's set off the comic book genre as it is at the minute. It's the one that, to me, spawned like the Iron Mans, the Batmans, the Supermans, all of them. Because without this, there wouldn't have been any successful comic book films. There were some in the 80s, with people like Captain America and Howard the Duck. As to how Howard the Duck got a film, I'm not quite sure. Not exactly a character I would have chosen for a Marvel film. But there you go. Very well made it is. You can clearly see by looking at it that it took a while to make with all the special effects. One of Marvel's better films, to be honest. Very strong point for it. And what do I say about it? Who has it got in it? Okay, so we've got Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Halle Berry as Storm, Ian McKellen as Magneto. Pretty much the same cast as what will be in Days of Future Past. So what happens? It's a story of how Wolverine gets to know, or as you learn in the future films, re-know Charles Xavier and help them stop the threat of Toad, Sabretooth and Magneto from turning people into mutants and killing people. Now, that is quite an entertaining film, I have to admit. It takes you to some weird places, though, this does. Some really unusual places. What other mutants are in it? You got Mystique, who is a common one in the comic books, and you also have people like Cyclops, Jean Grey, and it's quite an interesting story, this one is. It really sets the tone for future films, even though 2 and 3 are nowhere near as good as it. What would I give it? I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. One of the finer films by Marvel, and probably one of the best X-Men films that has ever been made, and probably will ever be made. I don't know if Days of Future Past will be set before this, after this, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how it plays out, because some of the characters who have died in some of the films are in that. So you never know, it could be in this, even, before it. I can't wait for it, and I hope it has the same feel as the first one, because I believe it's the same director as well. This is a very good film, and it really sets a tone for all comic book films in the future.